Only issue I have with Mr. Young, I contact him if I can deliver speech in Korean, and he didn't say anything. He still not respond. So I have to speak in English. So if you don't understand quite well, it's not my fault. Blame Mr. Young. Truthfully, the Memorial Day commemoration is a special, very special and personal to me. It's a day of a national awareness, of a solemn reverence, a day for us to honor the military men and women who give their lives in defense of our nation, made the ultimate sacrifice to defend our great nation. I'm honored to have opportunity to share my story about American servicemen and women I met when I was very young in Korea, and thank them. Every one of you have stories about patriotic actions. We have veterans, we have active military personnel, firefighters, police officers, EMS, all the men and women in uniform. You have a better story than I have. The problem is, I have a microphone and you don't. As some of you know, I was born in South Korea, a beautiful country. I often brag about South Korea and how much it has grown since the Korean War. I like to brag about the miracle economy of Korea and how industrialized it has become. However, the miracle economy and advanced technology Korea has wouldn't be possible without the contributions to America and the United States of America. We are here today to remember and honor those American heroes, including those who saved South Korea from the tragedy of a war. The Korean War broke on June 25th, 1950. It was very early in the morning, Sunday morning, without any warning. I was about to celebrate my 8th birthday. The communist North Koreans and in Soviet Union made tank invaded South Korea, and then they moved very fast. Instead of celebrating my 8th birthday, my family and millions of South Koreans fled the South Korea's capital city of Seoul and walked 3 days and 3 nights to the south. We were on foot in our escape and realized the North Korean army had outpaced us. We refugees fell under communist control. Our way of life changed dramatically for the worse. Many of our freedom were snatched away immediately. Under communism, we had to report daily community meetings for head count, each morning and each evening. If you didn't show up to the meetings or labor calls, you will be eliminated from the food ration list, and eventually you will be starving. We had to obtain permit to visit our relatives living in neighboring town. You went to Cobb County, you got a permission. There were no cell wars and barbed wires around us, but we were living literally in a jail cell. There was no more freedom of speech. There was no more freedom of assembly. There was no more freedom of religion and other rights that we had previously enjoyed. We learned the value of freedom quickly as we were treated like animals. I am still struggling with which is more important, freedom or life? a life of freedom. As the war escalated, there were dead bodies of troops from both sides everywhere we looked. We sensed South Korea was about to fall under total communist control. By then, it was almost like a magic. American troops arrived, and the tide of the war changed very quickly. General MacArthur's successful Incheon landing, some of you may know. And we have veterans I just met, part of the Incheon landing. And the U.S. military bravely intervened and saved the millions of lives in South Korea and changed the future of the country. 1950, I survived the war, and I could eventually celebrate my birthday, 11th birthday, and my friends could join. They didn't need any visa or permit for coming from different county, cross over the county line. The communists were gone, and our freedom was restored. However, the cost of the war was enormous, as you know. We lost far too many lives. In early summer of 1953, right before the war ended, I remember the plane. I remember the plane at the creekside with two friends, far from one of the battlefields. All of a sudden, we heard the thunderous bombing sound from the sky, and I noticed a U.S. Air Force fighter jet was shot down by enemy fire, coming down fast, twisting with smoke tail. We, three of us scared boys, ran to the crash site to see if we could do any help the pilots. We all hoped the pilots had ejected and survived the crash, but disappointingly, we found the pilot's body in pieces in the valley. The pilot's handgun was threaded through his intestine and dangling in a weighted tree branch. That's what I saw. I was about 11 years old. We were helpless and shocked. There was a family picture on the dirt of the crash site. Apparently it dropped from the pilot's pocket when the fighter crashed. We could tell the pilot was from the great family by looking at the picture, the family photograph. He was a son of a graceful-looking parents, and he was a father of a handsome son, and he was a husband of a very beautiful lady. I picked up the photograph and wiped off the blood on the picture and dirt on the picture. The scene of a crash site and the photograph is still imprinted in my memory even today. The pilot was just one of 36,516 American soldiers got killed in action in Korean War. We have Korean War veterans in prison. Mr. Norman Board was a former Marine Corps. There's a waving. Thank you so much. We're good buddies each other. And then he was one of them. But we lost 36,516 American lives at the war while protecting my life and my freedom. Today, we continue to honor those left behind, those who paid a very special and personal price for us and our nation and our Gold Star families. could all Gold Star families, members in audience, to please stand. Anyone lost in the war? And allow us to express my appreciation to you on behalf of all those present today. We're humbled by your sacrifices, inspired by your resilience, and grateful for your continued service to your communities. Thank you so much. This Memorial Day, I hope that we can think a moment about what we, the beneficiaries of service of a military personnel who get killed in the wars, can do, make the most of the fallen heroes' ultimate sacrifice. What can we do? Make most of their lives, precious lives. I often wonder what the fallen heroes would like to see among us. I would think some of them would tell us, like, I've done my share. I want you to take care of the country, and I want you to educate your next generations. I think they will tell us right now. If you will, I'd like to suggest all of us to make the heroes in the heaven we remember and honor today happy by saying, please repeat after me. We will take care of our country and educate our next generation good. Can you repeat after me, please? We'll take care of our country and educate our next generation good. Thank you all for the opportunity to remembering our men and women in military uniform and your selfless services. God bless all of you, and God bless my country, the United States of America. Thank you so much.